Good evening, and welcome to another episode of The Leak. If you're new to my channel and you have no idea what leak I'm talking about, you'll find a link in the description. You'll also find my 2-minute video summarizing basically what it is. Tonight, we are after as much information as possible concerning universal basic income, primarily in Canada, but also in other countries, especially in the last 3 or 4 years. Okay, let's get into it. So here's a Forbes article describing how the COVID-19 pandemic resulted in renewed interest in UBI programs. It talks about the government giving people no-strings-attached payments throughout the pandemic before being ended abruptly in December 2021. The entire article seems to focus on UBI in the States, which is useful information to have, but we really need to focus on UBI in Canada. Here we go. This article on ubiworks.ca claims that Bill C-273 is Canada's first basic income bill. The bill was introduced by Julie Zarowicz on February 22, 2021. It entered its second reading on June 14, 2021, but was terminated when Justin Trudeau dissolved Parliament and called for a premature election on August 15, 2021. This Reuters article sheds a little light on that subject and includes this quote from Justin Trudeau. "The election comes at a pivotal, consequential moment for Canada," Trudeau said. "We will be taking decisions that will last not just for the coming months, but for the coming decades. Canadians deserve their say. That's exactly what we're going to give them." The article goes on to speculate why he may have called for an early election. It suggests that he may have been after a majority government. This article from ubiworks.ca outlines two bills, S-233 and C-233. Both were introduced on December 16th, 2021, one by Senator Kim Pate and one by MP Leah Gazin, and intended to establish a national framework for an unconditional, guaranteed, livable basic income. Bill S-233 is currently on its second reading, and C-233 is outside the order of precedence, whatever that means. This CBC article seems to suggest that if the federal government could create a standard livable wage during the pandemic, it could lead to permanent adoption of a basic income program. This government website explains exactly what the CERB is and that it is taxable income. This CBC article explains that the CERB is transitioning to unemployment insurance. It claims that the federal government gave out $2,000 a month for 6 months to 8.5 million recipients. If we do some quick math, we can determine that that amount is $102 billion. I'm actually fairly alarmed at that price tag. For 6 months of CERB, this CBC article says that $1.2 billion of that has to be repaid, according to the Canada Revenue Agency. February 22nd, complete and total lockdown, reform and expansion of unemployment program, transition to universal basic income. Okay, the first time a UBI bill was put forward was February 22nd, which is first quarter 2021. I think they would have had a little bit of trouble pushing that through. It looks like they thought they were going to have it all done by the second quarter of that year. It's possible that that's the reason why Trudeau called for an early election. Maybe he was hoping for a majority and then he could just push through whatever he wanted. I find it alarming so far just how accurate this document has been. So to recap, we've determined that Trudeau's first push for UBI occurred exactly when the document said it would, and we've determined that when it didn't go his way, he called for an early election, probably hoping for a majority government. You know, it seems odd that someone who insisted that everyone do everything in their power to protect those around them would call for an election in the middle of Delta. You would think people would be more exposed to the virus that way, right? There's things that aren't making sense, but not in this document. This document is bang on so far. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. We'll see you in the next one.